Hey, everybody, welcome to the Here We Go Again Father Daughter podcast. My name is Eddie,
My name's Gigi.
and we are here today with episode number 8, which is also week number 8 of consistent podcasting.
Yeah, I remember we used to do our podcast and we used to do like every year basically.
Well, not exactly every year. We started about a year ago, actually, because when we picked up 8 weeks ago, the gap was 10 months.
Yeah, because
So
before we
pretty
started
much
going
a year.
constantly, we ended on New Year's, I'm pretty sure. Or the day after New
It
Year's.
was the day after or the day of New Year's,
I
right
think
around there.
after.
After?
Yeah.
That's where we said, we're going to do this. And then Penny showed up.
Yep.
And then everything changed. That's actually not true.
I think she was there, was it?
No,
Yeah.
because she didn't show up until June.
Oh.
Yeah, I think things just got busy and the pregnancy was full on
Yeah.
and everything was happening in between. So, but regardless, we're here. We've made it. If you're a new listener, welcome to the show. I am 40 years old. Gigi is an old 12 years old.
I'm not old. He's old.
And our little one that we're talking about is Penny, and she is under a year and a half.
Yeah.
'Cause if I say the months, Gigi gets mad.
Yeah, because she's not like a baby. She's one
She's
years
a
old,
baby.
I guess.
I think she's a baby, but she is definitely growing up. In the past, we were doing updates on things going on in Penny's world, and the latest update with Penny is that she is now officially in potty training mode.
I know. I'm so happy.
She is such a big girl. She is using her little toilet.
It's so cute. I built it. I built it too.
She is doing. You did a good job. She is doing great. She is. She's basically ready to go.
Yeah.
It took about a week,
She's so tiny
maybe 2
though.
weeks, and now she's officially using the potty. So parents out there can understand, little kids out there, you probably think it's gross, but yes, you did it too. So let's get into today's topic. We're going to talk about everything from MySpace to TikTok, how social media has transformed the way we connect and share with each other, how we see each other through the lens of a little piece of glass, because everybody uses it on their phone now.
Yeah.
And that's also something that's different. When I was growing up, we had MySpace.
Yeah. I seen it on like movies before, I think.
Saw it in a museum.
Yeah, definitely.
MySpace was around in 2003.
Oh my.
So we're in 2024.
Yeah.
Trying to do the math on that.
Like 21 years ago? Is that right? Is that right?
It's right.
Oh, yes.
21 years ago. MySpace was the first social media network to reach 1 million users in how long? What do you think?
I have no
Just
idea.
take a wild guess.
I don't know, like 2 years. I don't
2
know.
years? A
No, like
million users?
no, like 5 years. 5 years.
5 years for a
Yeah.
million users?
Uh huh.
So the answer is 1 month.
What the heck?
Yeah, MySpace was so popular that when people jumped on, it grew like wildfire. 1 month, 1 million users.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a big thing. It was brand new. It's something that we never had before. It started with colleges and it grew and grew and grew. And the funny thing about MySpace is if those that, you know, that phrase, if you know, you know,
Mm-hmm.
right? It
Yeah.
definitely applies to MySpace because MySpace was not easy like Facebook, which I know you don't use Facebook.
No.
But you have your Instagram and your TikTok, right?
Yeah.
Instagram or TikTok or even Facebook, you can just post words or pictures,
Yeah.
updates.
Yeah.
It's designed for updates, right? So MySpace was the complete opposite. It was designed to be your own little online digital space world.
What do you mean?
Glad you asked. You could have a wallpaper, pictures, you could have music playing when you signed on to somebody else's account. Like if you click their profile,
Yeah.
you could have like music playing, pictures.
What the
I
heck?
mean, we were so for us, it was exciting, but looking back at it now, it was so dumb. And I really think dumb's the appropriate word because it was everywhere and it was difficult. You had to know how to code to be able to use MySpace.
Really?
Yeah, you had to type in like href HTML equals blah 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 blah, and to do that to put songs on it. And we would put these little players,
Uh huh.
which was like our top whatever songs.
Yeah.
And so you'd click on it, and all of a sudden your speakers just start blasting their music.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
blasting their
cool.
music, and it was kinda cool, but it was also kind of annoying too,
Yeah.
and especially if you're trying to do it somewhere quiet, you gotta make sure your speakers are off, because you would get a rude awakening.
Yeah.
You could have what else do we put on there? We put, like, flashing pictures, and little things of code. And then they introduced the top eight.
What
The,
is that?
the top eight was your top eight friends list.
Mm,
So you can choose your immediate top eight, and they were displayed for everybody to see.
that's cool.
It's kind of cool, but could also cause some problems
Yep.
because you'd be like, hey, how come I'm not on your top eight?
Yeah.
And then I guess the truth was out. I don't know. Like, how would you feel if you guys had a top 10?
I don't know. Like, I would take you off my list if I wasn't on yours.
Okay, so a little bit of retaliation.
Yeah.
Do you think there should be a list like that?
Nah.
Why not?
Cause like if you have them added as a friend, then like you're friends.
That's enough?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think that the ranking system of social media in that aspect,
Yeah.
at least in today's world specifically,
Mhm.
is not healthy.
No. Like it'll get too complicated and crazy and everywhere.
It's gonna create conflict.
Yeah.
People are gonna be like, how come I'm not in this range?
Yeah.
Right. So I agree. I think that it's too much. I don't know who this band is, but apparently there was a band called the Arctic Monkeys.
I feel like I've heard that before.
I don't feel like you have heard that before. This was back in 2003.
Oh, I swear I have.
Really?
Wait. Okay. Wait.
So apparently MySpace is a reason that Arctic Monkeys was able to kickstart their career.
Really?
That's what it says.
That's cool though.
I don't know anything about Arctic Monkeys. I didn't have a chance to research this properly.
Yeah. I listened to their music before.
You've heard them before?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe I need to check them out then.
I had to make sure I was like, okay, I feel like I've heard them before. And I was like, yeah, I listen to the
So
music.
apparently back in 2003, at some point in the MySpace career, Arctic Monkeys got launched because of MySpace.
Yeah. These people? Yeah.
I don't know who they
Them.
are. Yeah, this looks like a bunch of guys.
Yeah. They did I Wanna Be Yours. You've heard that before. And I listened to 505 and I did a bunch of songs, but I've heard them before.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, congrats to the Arctic Monkeys for utilizing social media when it was first coming out to make a name for themselves.
Yeah, that was cool though.
And that's what everybody's trying to do in today's world.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to quit their job and become an influencer.
Literally everybody.
Even kids that don't have jobs want to become influencers.
Mhm.
Yeah, so then we evolved from 2003 into 2004. In 2004, we got Facebook. Why do you say that about Facebook?
That's like an old people app. Sorry if you have it, but like it kind of is.
Facebook originally required you to have a Harvard email address. Harvard is a college, it's an Ivy League college. And it was only made for Harvard students.
What the heck?
And it officially went to the public in 2006. So I think I said that about MySpace. So I got that wrong. Let me make a public correction. MySpace was made by a guy named Tom. I don't remember the background, but Tom was your first friend in MySpace.
Really?
Yeah, it was like this young dude chilling in a white t-shirt smiling. I think he was like at a desk or a table, and he was like your only friend when you opened a MySpace account.
That's cool though.
But everybody knew Tom. It's
Yeah.
and if he posted something, everybody would reply back.
Mm.
That was the origination of MySpace. And then yeah, so 2004 Facebook started, and it started with Harvard. It rolled out open to the public in 2006. And when 2006 came around, it opened things up even more to the public, like video games.
On Facebook?
Yeah, so Facebook had its own games. There was one called Farmville that was really, really popular back in the day,
Really?
and other games like that. So a lot of your games on your phone actually were on Facebook first. Yeah, that platform of gaming started, I don't know if it started with Facebook or it became more popular because of Facebook, but we would play games on our Facebook accounts. Are you trying to hold back that yawn?
I did.
Did you hold it back?
Yep.
But you did it?
No, I like sucked it back in.
So, yeah, Facebook was known for having video games as well. So it opened up to a little bit more than just talking with people.
Mm, that's cool.
Yeah, and I still use Facebook today. Facebook is very popular for talking with your friends and your family,
That are
staying
older.
connected that are older. Yeah, I guess so. Staying connected, especially if people have moved apart. Let's say they've left schools, right? They've gone to different schools or they've gone to different states. You can still stay connected via Facebook to see what's going on.
Yeah. What
Now, in my opinion, one of the downsides of Facebook is people use it as a,
like scam, huh? Or
well, that too. There are a lot of scammers on Facebook. That's a very good point. but also people get very political or they use it to troll people.
Really?
Yeah, they'll make fake accounts and they'll just harass people all day
Everybody
long.
does on all social medias.
That's
Everybody does
yeah,
that.
exactly. Everybody does do that, but I feel like it's worse on Facebook because Facebook is designed for people to type and share things and ideas.
Mm-hmm.
So people are being keyboard warriors going back and forth on the Facebook platform.
Really, like publicly?
Yeah.
Like they're fighting
Yeah.
publicly?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah, yeah, all the time.
Aren't they like old people too?
These are more than likely grown adults arguing on a keyboard over something that they're not going to care about later in that day.
Oh my gosh, I can't stand people sometimes. It doesn't
And
make sense.
it doesn't. And then the other side of the coin that you were just talking about is scammers. And there's tons of scammers on Facebook. Tons of scammers. So not only do we get the annoying cell phone calls daily
I love those.
that Gigi loves to answer and talk smack to them and scream in their ears and all kinds of other stuff, you also have to deal with it on Facebook. And it makes it very difficult for someone like me who has a small business to be reputable, for people to trust when there's other people copying that type of business model and using it to cheat, lie, and steal your money.
Mm-hmm.
So I hate that. I think everybody hates that. My mom has to call me all the time, or she'll send me a screenshot saying, "Hey, can I buy something from this website? Is this reputable
Yeah.
or is this a scam?" Because she
Mm-hmm.
has bought several things online that she never received in the mail because they're fake.
Mm-hmm.
So here's a tip if you guys are wondering how I check to see if these sites are real. The first thing I do is I Google the name and I look up to see when the website was created.
Really?
That's the first indication to tell me if it's a reputable site. Because if it was just made like a week ago or 2 weeks
That's
ago,
obviously a scam.
I mean, not always,
But
because
it seems like it
at
though.
some point they have to get made,
Yeah.
right? But you can almost tell. And then that's your first red flag. Red flag number one.
Yeah.
Red flag number two, in my eyes, is where is it made at? What country did it start in?
Mm.
If it started in a foreign country 2 weeks ago and it looks like they're trying to sell within the US, probably fake.
Yeah.
So there are little things that you can look for online to see if you want to put your money into it.
Yeah.
And if you still don't take my advice and you still want to buy something from one of these sites, make sure you always use something like PayPal
Yeah. Or just stick to Amazon. Like,
or stick to Amazon because almost everything you can even buy a small house on Amazon now.
actually, or are you just saying
No,
that?
no, I'm not just saying that. So there was a social media influencer not long ago that bought a portable home and had it shipped to his house.
What the heck?
He had it shipped to his house and he quote unquote unfolded it and it like pushes itself together and it expands and it's got windows and doors and it's got air. It doesn't have any plugs or electricity yet. So you have to run the power and you have to run the water, but everything else is ready to go.
Okay, that sounds kind of cool though.
It's very cool, and I think for a home, it was pretty affordable.
Really?
Yeah, can you imagine having a
Can we
house
do
just
that and
shipped
like
to
put
your
it in our
door?
backyard? Like when I have sleepovers?
Yeah, just throw one back there.
Yeah.
Just one.
Yeah.
You want to just like stack two on top?
Sure.
We can cut a hole.
Yeah. Make stairs.
We'll just drop a rope,
Yeah.
and it'll never make it to the top.
I won't ever. No, can we get one though? And like when I have sleepovers, we can like go in the backyard and like take that out.
Listen, when we get 10 million listeners and subscribers and TikTok people and all that other stuff,
Followers?
followers is a good word too. Yes. Then yeah, we can have that.
No, we're never gonna make that.
Well, maybe we will. So let's take a pause and say if you're not following us on TikTok,
Please do.
please do. And what's our at? Last time I
Um,
called it a handle, and Gigi criticized me because I talk like an old person.
because you are.
Because I am an old person.
Um.
It's here we go again _podcast as she's trying to look it up.
Oh yeah, you're right. What the heck?
So follow us on TikTok. Here we go again _podcast.
Yeah.
The TikToks aren't fantastic right now.
They really aren't. Any cringes are like
They're
just-
very cringeworthy,
Yes.
but that's okay. That's how we start. And in the future, as of yesterday, Gigi is the official social media director.
See that was cringe. That was cringe.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh, bro. Oh my gosh. He does everything to embarrass me.
I don't do everything to embarrass you.
Literally,
I just do everything to embarrass you.
Was it yesterday? I
It
think that
was
was,
yesterday.
yeah, no.
Yes.
Yeah, yesterday. Okay, so I got this award for getting honors, right? My report card. And as I was going up to get my like little paper award, he screams, "I love you, Gigi."
Wait, hold on. That's true, but you're missing some very important parts of the story. Not only did I go to her award ceremony, her mom went, and her nana went, and we waited till it was very, very quiet as they were handing out her paper. And the minute she got her paper, then I shouted out, "I love you, Gigi." And I said, "Don't worry." Only the whole school heard me
Mhm.
and laughed.
Mhm.
But I told her it's not as bad because they know me as the crazy dad.
Yeah, you are crazy.
So it's not so bad.
Yeah, sure. Uh,
This is our jobs as parents. Parents understand that we have to embarrass you kids. But you know what? You guys gave us heck when you were younger, anyways, like at Penny's age, screaming and kicking and tantrums for no reason, or asking for food and then getting mad because we give it to you, and all the other kind of stuff like that. So this is all well deserved. This is retaliation from years and years and years ago that I've just been saving up to get back to you ever since.
hmm.
Nothing?
You mean?
All right, let's keep going. YouTube. When do you think YouTube came out?
I'm gonna say 2016, but that's not true. That's when I used to watch YouTube. Um,
Yeah, that's true.
19,
So
no.
MySpace 2003,
Oh, yeah.
Facebook 2004. Giving you a hint, we're going in order. When do you think YouTube came out?
2005.
2005. That's
Yay!
actually correct. YouTube came out in 2005, and the very first uploaded video to YouTube was titled Me at the Zoo. And it featured one of its founders. His name is, I don't know if I'm going to get this right or not, Jawed Karim. But that was the first video ever uploaded to YouTube.
That's cool. Me at the zoo. Sounds kind of boring.
It probably was just him spending a day at the zoo, having a good time, and he uploaded
Probably.
it.
Probably. Like a little
Yeah,
vlog.
yeah. But before vlogs, right? Because a vlog
Yeah.
wasn't even a thing.
Yeah.
That's how YouTube started. And now, what is it to you today?
I don't even watch YouTube, so I don't really know.
Do you not watch YouTube?
No.
I watch like the most randomest things on YouTube.
You watch like chess games, cooking, like,
I do watch chess. I do watch cooking. I like police channels.
oh, I like those too.
I
Those are
like
good.
I
Those are
like
good. I watch them with
those
you.
because people are just so crazy.
Yeah.
So I really enjoy watching those. I watch like murder mysteries.
Mm.
And ironically, as it ties into this podcast, I also watch social media influences and social media influencers that went to the top and quickly spiraled down.
I know what you're talking about.
Have you seen those? Or
Remember my childhood one I used to watch?
yeah,
Now they're,
so if you've listened to all of our episodes, you've probably heard this name at least once or twice. And that name is the Ace family.
hey, Ace family,
Yeah,
what's going on, everybody?
Gigi loved the Ace
I
family.
still love them. I haven't watched them though,
I
but
was
I miss
never
them.
a fan of the Ace family. If you don't know who they are, it was I don't know if they're married or not, but they were a couple and they had one kid at the time
Yeah, when they first started, they had one kid.
when they
L.
first.
Yeah, L.
Okay, so there was a family with a child, boy, girl.
Girl.
Okay, so family with a girl, and they seemed like they started in their apartment or whatever, and they were working their way up, and they started to vlog their entire life basically.
Yeah.
But I told Gigi like this is fake. It's not real. It's not. This isn't everyday life. Our life is very much like everyday life, and what they portrayed is not everyday life.
I know, but that's how you get content, isn't it?
Exactly, exactly. But see, at the age that you watched it at, you didn't understand that. You thought all of that was real. Fast forward,
It
they bought
was, okay?
fast forward, they bought expensive cars and a mansion and tons of money
That they could not afford
that
it.
they could not afford. They went bankrupt, got sued by a bunch of people, tried to host some type of event at a stadium that went belly up, and everything just spiraled out of control from there. But that's not even like the worst of it. There's so many more content creators out there that have been put in bad situations where their ego gets the better of them and
Mhm.
they do really dumb things and they wind up getting arrested because they think they're way more powerful than they are.
Yeah.
So people need to be careful when they get what they ask for.
Yeah.
All right, be careful what you wish for type situation.
Yeah.
They get power and they get influence and they think that they're above the law or they're better than other people and they quickly get reminded that they're not.
Also this one YouTube channel. I don't know if it's still up. I'm pretty sure it is. But like they have like a bunch of kids and like they're hecka rich. I don't know what it's called.
Is it the bus of 8 or something like that?
No. It's like the mom's name like like Savannah, I think, or something like that.
I'm not sure, but I know for a fact that there was another channel. I know for a fact that there was another channel where there was a large group of people,
Mhm.
husband, wife, and a bunch of kids.
Yeah.
And it turned out that the parents were abusive,
Really?
very abusive, neglectful to their children, did a lot of things behind the scenes, like would lock their kids in closets. I mean, terrible, terrible stories that'll make you cry, quite honestly.
Yeah.
One of the kids ran away, knocked on a neighbor's door at some point while running.
Yeah.
The kid looked dehydrated and starving and exhausted, and they called the cops because that's what you should do,
Yeah.
and they were all arrested.
Good. I mean,
So it's wild. You don't know what's really going on, and that's my problem with social media. Is there's so many fakes out there.
I know. I remember seeing like these TikToks. It was like it wasn't real, but it was like this girl basically saying like how like YouTube people can be like crazy because like she was doing like this acting and saying how like I don't know how to explain it, but she was saying how like she was acting as if like this kid had to pretend like like they were sick, but like they actually weren't.
I know what you're talking about. I saw that one.
Like they like these kids like it's just her though, but
So this was a famous case. I think they even made a Netflix story on it. And the daughter, she was older, but the mother made her say that she was sick. She needed to be in a wheelchair. Is that the same one?
I don't know, but like it was just like this girl explaining like with the little skits basically.
Yeah, so if this is the same one, the mom made her say she was sick and she needed handouts and she had all these diseases. She needed a wheelchair. It's all mental abuse because the daughter didn't need any of these things. But she grew up thinking that she had all these problems with her
Yeah.
and she didn't. Isn't that crazy? The point is with social media, you have to be careful what you follow
Yeah.
because you don't really know what's happening. And there's just a lot of sick people out there.
Mhm.
There's a YouTube kids channel.
Yeah.
People infiltrated YouTube kids with messages that were not meant for kids, but meant for adults or meant in a dark way for kids, telling them to do things that they should never do,
Yeah.
like add violence or use bad words.
Yeah.
It's like, why would you do that?
Mhm.
What goes on in your head where you want to tell a bunch of kids to do something that they shouldn't do?
Yeah, like cause like all I watch is TikTok, so I see like a bunch of like skits, right? And like there's another one saying how like another skit like explaining how sometimes like kids don't want to be recorded, but their parents like record everything, like record it, and like they don't like it.
Yeah, they hate it because they don't have any privacy,
Yeah, that's what, like
right? They're just trying to live a regular life. So it's a hard balance. So back in the day, when you were a lot smaller, you wanted a YouTube channel really, really
I
bad.
did.
And the channel I made one, but we never did it. It
Yeah,
was
we
called
made videos, we never posted them though.
we made a few videos. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
And the channel was called Little Big Kids
Yeah.
or Little Big Kid because you were the little kid and I was the big kid. And we
Mhm.
wanted you wanted a YouTube channel. I was
Mhm.
really against it at the time because I just think that people are mean.
Mhm. They are. I mean.
People are mean and they have no problem going on YouTube, whether it's on a computer or on their phone, and seeing a little kid having fun and typing something cruel out to them.
Yeah, it could even be a grown person.
It's normally grown people,
Yeah.
and that's the most upsetting part.
Yeah.
And the other thing too, kids are mean. You guys are all mean to each other.
Mhm.
And it's not fair because cyberbullying is now a real thing.
Mhm.
It's definitely a real thing. When I was growing up, bullying was your standard bullying, but now you have bullying in person and bullying behind a keyboard. And at your guys' age, you guys are much more vulnerable to how people see you.
Mhm.
And I can definitely understand what it would be like to be attacked by potentially thousands of people for doing nothing wrong but playing with your toys.
Yeah.
That's just not fair. That's why I never gave you the channel that you wanted because I was just trying to look out for you because that scared me for something to hurt the way you see the world.
Yeah.
So that was just me being your dad trying to be protective.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
You didn't get it then
I
though.
know. I was still fighting you for it.
But so here's the other part of the social media twist. So when social media was first becoming popular, everything was in its perfect era,
Mhm.
meaning everybody's house had to look perfect, everybody's rooms looked perfect, everybody's family was perfect, right? It was
Yeah.
very fake, very Leave It to Beaver. You don't know what that is, but it's an old school TV show where everybody was hunky dory and got along just fine.
That's definitely fake.
So the new trend, and I don't know if it's a trend, but it's something I definitely see, is that that's no longer the case anymore. You see people record in messy rooms.
Yeah.
You see people record women without makeup, men dirty. I mean, it doesn't matter. I'm not, I don't know how to say it properly, but it's just people that look like regular people.
Yeah, like, I guess they, like, try to fit in kind of, huh?
I don't know. I don't think that it's their. I think before they were trying to fit into the YouTube culture.
Like, the perfect life.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think today people are fine just being who they are now.
Yeah.
And I really, really, really respect that because, yeah, people have messy houses. People live busy lives. People are on the go. And this is who we look like. So instead of spending 10 hours to clean up a room and do your makeup or make sure your hair looks a certain way or whatever the case,
Yeah.
people are just being people now.
Yeah. I
And
agree, yeah.
I think there's a lot more genuine tone because I would personally like to watch somebody that looks like me that I can relate to in a different way and they go through something and I'm like, "You know what? I get that.
Mhm.
I understand. I'm struggling with my kid today. I get your vent." Right?
That's kind of like what influencers are like now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the new era of influencers.
Yeah.
And I like it. Now they still have those perfect world influencers.
Yeah, or, like, when they record, like, they act like they're perfect when they first get out of bed.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, who are you lying
It's
to?
like 6 in the morning and their makeup's already done.
Yeah.
They're just rising out of bed. So it's funny, I found this channel where they expose influencers.
Really?
Yeah, and it's really funny because they'll do stuff like that, and then she'll see an alarm clock in a mirror or in the background, and you can see what actual time it is, right? So they're claiming it's like 5 or 6 in the morning and they're just getting out of bed because, everybody has a tripod set up with their
Right?
camera on it, recording them all night so they can wake up.
Exactly,
So
like
number 1, dead giveaway. Number 2, there was a reflection somewhere and they saw the camera, they saw the time and it was like 11.
really?
Yeah, because they woke up, they faked everything and it's staged.
Definitely one thing about social media I don't like is how people promote it for bad things. Like, I saw this one TikTok and it was saying, like, how this girl promoted something bad, but acting like she was a kindergarten teacher.
What do you mean? You gotta give me some more details on that.
Like, I don't know what she was promoting, but, like, she was, like, promoting, like, really bad things, but, like, she was acting like she was a kindergarten teacher, so people did not like it because, like, how are you gonna act like you're a kindergarten teacher?
She was lying.
Yeah, like, obviously, but, like, she was promoting bad things for I don't remember what it was, but
Hmm. Yeah, and there's a lot of people that do that, and I don't know what the reason is for people to do these things. I don't know if it's a cry for help or they think it's a good idea just to get the likes and views or they're
yeah,
just like sick and twisted.
yeah,
And that's the other part of social media where the question comes up where should kids have social media?
yeah. Wait, I remember one more thing also. It was about, like, this person, like, she has, like, a really nice body, right? And, like, she promotes clothes, like, for this certain app, right? It's, like, good clothes, nothing bad.
Okay.
But she has a good body, and, like, people were saying how, like, the way she poses makes it look like everything's edited, but it's not. I don't think it is, at least.
Well, even okay, let's say she had the perfect figure
Yeah.
and then people are going to make things up.
Yeah.
That's the thing, and that's exactly what I was talking about with social media. You can never win 100% of the time. People are going to try to tear you down no matter what. And that's the
Yeah.
unfortunate part. It's just like let people live. But at the same time, there are people out there that are doing Photoshop and edits and faking things, right, to be what they are. And that's the problem because the kids, the youth see these things and they think it's real and then they don't want to eat anymore
Yeah.
because oh, I want to look like that and that's not realistic.
Mhm.
That's fake. Or I want this perfect family environment where unfortunately, maybe it's not real. and for them it's even fake.
Yeah.
Because people go through hard times, people go through struggles, people will argue and fight.
Like a utopia, basically, like what I learned about recently.
Right. So go ahead, explain what a utopia is.
Like a utopia is basically like your perfect life. Like everything is perfect. But we were reading this book about like a utopia, right? But like actually you have to follow all the rules. And it's really difficult because like you can get in trouble if you mess up.
That's interesting. So there was a book that I read back in the day called 1984.
Mhm.
It was written by the writer's name was George Orwell,
Mhm.
and it's very similar to what you're talking about.
Yeah, cuz in this book that we're reading, if you mess up like you get fired. Like no matter what.
So define fired, they're working or they get kicked out of the community?
Okay, I'll explain two examples. So like one time, this guy he like he was driving this plane and he went down too low, and he'll be like nobody noticed, but right after he got fired for like a tiny mistake though.
Oh, because he it wasn't perfect.
Yeah,
Got it.
and also like when you turn a certain age, like so I think like this little girl she has a stuffed animal, right? And I don't, like when she turns a certain age, like that stuffed animal gets taken away from her and given to somebody else.
Oh, that's it. You're done.
Yeah,
You
like
have to move forward.
yeah, and everybody like lives the same life basically.
Yeah, see, that's not fun.
Yeah, that's a utopia basically.
Okay, that's not a world that I would want to live in.
Yeah.
So the book that I was referencing, 1984 by George Orwell, is a book where everything is ran. You ever have you ever heard the phrase Big Brother?
Mm-mm.
So Big Brother, I believe it was coined by this book, but it's a phrase meaning somebody's watching you.
Mm,
The
okay.
overseer,
Yeah.
right? The one that's running the whole show. That's Big Brother.
Okay.
So Big Brother says you have to do this. This is your job, and this is what you're going to do. And you're going to do it for as long as I tell you to. And you're going to believe everything we say. And if we said that this was true yesterday, but if we say it's not true tomorrow, then you have to believe us again.
Wow.
You have to do everything. You have to do everything we tell you to do. Now, if somebody started thinking on their own, right? Because you weren't allowed to think for yourself. You had to do whatever they told you to do.
Could they like can like see what's in your brain or no? Like
Well, what they would do is if they had kids, and I think they had to have families. I'm not exactly sure. It's been a long
yeah,
time.
like in my book you have to have a husband and a wife and a daughter and a son.
You have to have that.
Yeah.
Would they like give you the kids?
Yeah. Like when
That's
they turn
crazy.
one, like okay, so the dad he works in like the child stuff, right? Childcare.
Uh huh.
And he there's just one kid, right? And you're not allowed to look in the books like what their name is, right? Or anything about that kid. You just take care of them. And that baby, like he would constantly cry. And the dad, he like checked it wasn't his kid though, but childcare, right? He checked the kid's name to see, even though he wasn't allowed to, but like to get the baby used to their name to see if they'd stop crying.
You've read this book before.
It's a new book to me.
I don't think it is. It's either that or I'm having a really, really weird episode of Deja Vu.
Maybe a movie. Maybe a movie.
I don't know. Okay, so that's interesting. Now going back to the George Orwell thing,
Yeah.
if the parents were thinking on their own,
Yeah.
thinking it wasn't true, the kids were enlisted, meaning they were part of some type of club,
Mm-hmm.
and they had to report their parents, and
Really?
they did. They would report their parents or their siblings or anybody around them if they weren't following the rules.
Wow.
And they did have a TV in the rooms. I don't know if the TVs could see you or not. I feel like they could,
Probably.
but they definitely told you everything that was happening. And they would have one of the guys' jobs was to write the news.
Mm-hmm.
So he would go and find all the stories of one thing, and then if they decided it was changing, he would go back, burn all those, and rewrite the story so the way it needed to be.
Really?
They would literally rewrite history.
Wow.
And of course, it's not a world that anybody wanted to live in. So you had the one side of things where people were following, just like you said, right,
Yeah.
in your story. You follow it, and it's very difficult, and it's people genuinely aren't happy because it's
Yeah.
not
It's
real.
somebody else's utopia and somebody else's like
It's somebody else's life.
yeah.
You have no way to be who you are, to be natural.
Yeah.
And the same thing with this story is they couldn't they weren't allowed to think for themselves. So there was the side that followed and there was a side that didn't follow, right? The rebels.
Mhm.
And it's almost kind of like Hunger Games.
Mhm.
Remember Hunger
Yeah.
Games? Where they were all forced to be poor basically. And
Mhm.
then there was all the people that were super super rich and they were
Yeah.
tired of it. So that theme is very common, but it's an interesting topic where we all definitely want our own identity.
Yeah.
And I think there's a point in age going back to you as a youth. I think that started with you when you were around 10 or 11 years old. I think that's when you really wanted to find out who you were. And you
Mhm.
and I had a lot of conflict around that time
Yeah.
because you were trying to figure out who you were and what you wanted. You
Mhm.
didn't want to be babied anymore, but you
Mhm.
weren't an adult. And I remember for me personally, that was a difficult time of trying to figure out how do I be the best dad I can be without making you too upset or without being too much of a dad crossing lines. Like that was a rough era.
Yeah.
And lucky for me that that is just the beginning of your journey of figuring out who you are.
Yep.
I had conversations with other parents, other friends, where we all came to a conclusion that we don't really understand things, all the things, until we're around between the ages of 30 and 40.
Yeah.
Does that make sense to you?
No.
Do you feel like I, as a parent, know what's going on?
No. Technically, I'm your first kid, so, like, technically you're learning with me,
So at
right?
this age, you understand that every day is a learning lesson.
Yeah.
Do you remember years back?
What do you mean? Like, when I was first learning things?
No, I
Or,
mean,
like,
not like
what?
when you're like one,
No, yeah,
but
no.
when third grade, fourth grade, I'm sure the thought process, right, is that your parents know.
Yeah. 'Cause, like, you went through what I went through.
Well, not necessarily, but you don't know that we don't know. 'Cause we're your protectors,
Yeah.
right? We take care of you, we answer all your questions, we help you with everything, right? So the youngins, the littles, like we call them, right?
Mhm.
They look up to their parents.
Yeah.
And a lot of us don't know what's going on until it's happening at that time.
Mhm.
And you would think that even with us having a second kid, would be more prepared for the second time around. But what's the reality?
You tell me you're the one that has another kid,
Well,
right?
you see that every day,
Yeah.
right? Does it look like we've got everything 100% under control?
No. I mean, me and Penny are really different kids also.
Yeah, you and Penny are complete opposites, and that's my point is that every day is a learning curve. Every
Mhm.
day we're trying to figure it out, trying to see what's next.
Mhm.
So there's no way for there to be a perfect world or utopia unless you lock everything down to be a certain way. But the
Yeah.
reality is just like you kids, you're different.
Mhm.
Not everybody is going to follow that flow.
Yeah. But definitely when I finish that story, we have to have, like, a whole podcast just for that, cause that took up a lot of time, and I like that.
It's an interesting conversation to
Yeah.
say, and it ties back to social media. We're not far off track. The world of YouTube definitely has a sense of utopia to it.
Yeah.
There are,
Everything does, honestly.
yeah, but not so utopia as we understand it for our conversation now means that things aren't exactly what they appear to be, but they're trying to be perfect.
Yeah.
And I think we can both agree that you can't lock that down. Like there's no such thing as perfection, right?
Mhm.
Do
There's
you
not.
do you agree with that?
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm gonna get a little personal with you. What's the number one thing I always tell you you don't have to be? You
Perfect.
don't have to be perfect,
Yeah.
right? And this goes for everybody, for all adults and all kids. Perfection is not obtainable. It's not realistic.
It's not. What you see on the internet is not real life. It's
It's
like
not. I mean, there's gonna be some cases in there where they're real,
yeah.
but it's not real like that 24/7, 365.
It's never going to be like it's hard.
Life is hard.
Yeah.
Life isn't perfect. You're gonna have your good days, you're gonna have your great days, you're gonna have your bad days, you're gonna have your regular days.
Mhm.
Not every day is going to be a great day. Now, the challenge, what when people say to me like, "Hey, how's it going?" A lot of times I would say, "Do you remember what I say?"
No.
Every day above ground. No? Every day above ground is a good day. That
Yeah.
was my start.
Oh, I think I remember
You
that a
remember
little bit,
that?
a little bit.
I still say that all the time. Every day above ground is a good day. Meaning I'm still here. So
Mhm.
that's a good start.
Yeah.
So if every day above ground is a good day, that means we all have the potential to have better days.
Mhm.
The other thing that I like about social media and the fact that not everybody pretends to be perfect anymore
Mhm.
is people are willing to expose what they're going through more often, and a lot more people are able to relate to that.
Yeah.
You see people struggling financially, struggling with emotions, struggling with I don't know, an argument with their friend. What are some things that you might have seen online?
Like um like I see people online who are like they do like get ready with me. You know what those are?
Yeah, it's where they just get
Like they literally just get ready like
yeah,
for the day.
yeah.
And like they're like really sad like about a breakup or something happened in their life and they just talk about it as they get ready.
Do you believe them?
Sometimes it like depends on who the person is.
Yeah, see that, and that's the other part too, where as we become more vulnerable and as we start to show our feelings more, people know how to fake those too.
Yeah, it's always like you can believe them also, but like sometimes it could just be like for the content and like people feel bad for you, but like on the other side, the person just laughing at you because it's all fake.
Yeah, there's some creators out there that take those videos and they do parodies, they make fun of them.
Hmm.
And the guy is hilarious. I'll have to show it to you. But he'll have somebody crying in their room, just bawling out, right?
Hmm.
And then they have the words on the screen where I just lost my job and my son hates me and it's a terrible day. And you watch the video and instinctively the first thing you do is you say, "Man, I feel bad for this person," right?
Yeah.
And then this guy comes along and makes fun of the video. And so he comes in and he acts like he's setting up the camera, right? And he's getting himself ready and he sits down on the bed or a chair and then he starts crying hysterically. And then he hits record and goes back to crying again.
Oh my
And
gosh.
then he stops crying, walks up to the camera and ends it. And it's like, well, yeah, that is actually what's happening though.
Yeah, and some people that's what they do.
Yeah, cuz if I'm having a really bad day, let's say I'm having just a complete mental breakdown,
Yeah,
the first thing I'm not going to do
is record it.
is record it.
Yeah, like some people, like they'll post pictures of them crying, and I'm like, okay, so you want like sometimes they feel bad, but at the same time they want you to feel bad.
They're looking for attention.
Yeah,
They're fishing for attention, they're fishing for compliments for sure.
yeah.
And that takes us into Instagram.
Instagram,
Instagram.
Instagram.
That takes us into, oh my gosh, I can't say it. Let's try it one more time.
Yeah,
That takes us into
Instagram.
Instagram.
Yeah.
All right, when did Instagram come out?
The last one came out in like 2005, right? The
Yep.
last app.
Yep.
Okay, so 2006,
No.
7,
No.
12,
No.
14,
Say 10.
10.
Yes.
Ooh.
2010. Instagram's first photo was of a stray dog taken by its co-founder Kevin Systrom in Mexico.
What the heck? That's so random.
It is random.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Instagram was the next level. So let's go through. Let's do a quick walkthrough. Right. We started with
Yeah.
MySpace. MySpace was the first time where we can share our pictures and feelings and your favorite friends, share your favorite music. Everybody's got some cool MySpace stories. If you have them, please feel free to share them with us. I'd love to share them with Gigi because I know after every episode, people remind me of different things and I can do this awesome walk down memory lane.
Yeah.
That's MySpace. Facebook came out. Facebook is a way to connect with our friends and family, share pictures. Oh, they have the Facebook Live, which is cool.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody's got that one aunt, uncle, Theo that records everything on Facebook Live.
Yeah.
Everybody, we have those in our family too. You're trying to sit there and eat, and they've got the phone in your face walking by. And then now we're YouTube. YouTube.
Or dad, I remember one time you went to a concert and you were live there. Like
I
you were recording it there.
At the Usher concert.
Yeah. And I
Yeah.
was the only person watching it. Oh, there was like 3 views.
Hey, I'm a big deal.
Uh-huh.
Well, we have 4 listeners.
Yeah. I
Wrong.
guess.
We have millions
Oh my
and
gosh.
millions and millions of listeners and followers.
Sure.
And what?
Mhm.
Make sure you're one of them.
Oh my gosh.
By the way, guys, if you have not subscribed to us yet, not just on TikTok, but on Spotify or any of the other listening channels, make sure to subscribe because it will tell you immediately when there's a new episode out.
Yeah.
And that helps us understand who's listening.
Yeah. And for my teacher, my social studies teacher, on my project for my what's it called? My slogan, right?
Oh, yeah, your
It's
slogan.
it's for Constantinople, right?
Yeah, that you named it
And I
Constantinople.
put at Constantinople, we have like million people here, and make sure you're one of them, or something like that.
Right, yeah, totally ripped off our
Yeah.
tagline for our social media. So Instagram came out and it was all about sharing pictures. And I don't know if it's just because like we like pictures better than words, but Instagram was really heavily focused on pictures and videos.
Hmm.
And once Instagram came out, I think it really, really changed the social media world once again
Yeah.
because people were willing to record themselves.
Is it like Instagram like a younger version of Facebook, kind of?
Well,
Goes Facebook, Instagram, TikTok.
Facebook owns Instagram.
Really?
Wait, does it? Mark, I believe
No, doesn't that one guy on Facebook? That one famous guy?
Mark Zuckerberg,
Yeah. Oh,
who also owns Instagram.
I know him from learning it about in computer class for one of our tests.
You don't remember? He's a friend of mine.
Oh, didn't he come over for dinner last night?
Not last night. It was 2 nights ago.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah,
You
yeah.
don't remember that?
I was like kind of asleep because he gave me like this food and I was like,
We had McDonald's together because that's what
mm,
we do.
I don't, I kind of remember though.
Mark Zuckerberg is one of the richest people in the world.
One of our closest friends.
One of our closest friends, because that's why we have millions and millions of listeners.
And he does that voice too. Like I'm watching him do it and he like just changes his whole like self.
My whole body, my everything's got to like match the energy that I put out for this.
Yeah.
So Instagram came out. It was all about taking pictures and taking videos. I know me personally, I liked it, but the parts that I didn't like about it was I felt people were bragging all the time. Everybody was taking pictures of all the things that they have.
Mm,
I have this, I have that. I'm going here, I'm going there. And yes, they are just sharing parts of their world, but then that introduced a whole new side of things that we weren't prepared for as a society.
what do you mean?
I mean that started to get with tap into people's like self-esteem. Do you know what I mean by that?
Not really.
So self-esteem or low
Well,
self-esteem
I know what that is. I just understand what you mean
yeah,
with
so your
this.
self-worth,
Mm,
right? People started judging and comparing themselves to other people
really?
for what they had and what they didn't have.
Like people who are famous or like
We just compare ourselves to anybody in general,
yeah.
right? And it's a human thing. Like I
Mhm.
think we naturally do that.
Yeah.
But then now that's what I think is the biggest problem. One of the biggest problems with social media and kids, and even adults too.
Yeah.
They are not without fault in this at all. But people see people have things and they want the same things. There's an old expression. Do you know this one? Keeping up with the Joneses.
No, I do not know. I've
So
never heard that before.
so it just means like let's say the Joneses are the ones that have everything
Yeah.
and everybody is spending trying to keep up with them,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
that's keeping up with the Joneses. And that's basically what social media is to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Because they have the TikTok shop, right? Which I'm still understanding TikTok, but there's a TikTok shop.
But I love TikTok Shop. It's like cheap and there's good things on there.
So that's good that there's cheap things on there.
A bunch of my Christmas list is coming from TikTok Shop.
Is it really?
Yep. Mhm.
Interesting. Instagram opened up a new door for people to show off their vacations and trips and jewelry and cars and things that people want to be like or get to at some point in their lives. And it makes it unrealistic. This is back to the unrealistic expectations.
Yeah.
Now, there's also a lot of people that took advantage or still take advantage of people and say, hey, if you want to have my car, if you want to have this house, if you want to wear these clothes, then all you have to do is sign up for my course and you can be a social media influencer just like me.
Yeah.
Have you seen those before?
No.
So they have these ads, people run ads, and they'll
Yeah.
say, I'm going to teach you how to have 1 billion followers on social media, and you only have to work 3 hours a week, and you're going
Oh,
to be a
I
millionaire.
used to see that like, a couple years ago on TikTok.
Yeah, so
Bro,
those ads are still very much around.
TikTok like now every like video you watch, there's a bunch of ads like after that video.
Those are and ads are normal because that's like almost a new TV
No, but it's like all the time now. Like after one video, it'll say ads starting in 3, 2, and like right when it's about to hit when I scroll.
on TikTok.
Yeah, I am not trying to see an ad.
I didn't know they did that on TikTok.
Yeah, they have ads now.
Interesting. Well, they got to make money off of it. That's the other thing that I've always felt was interesting. Instagram and Facebook didn't really have a way to make money in the beginning.
Yeah.
They had to sell ads, and that's how they finally started
Yeah.
to generate
Some
revenue.
I think it was like yesterday I saw like this it was like a sponsored video, but I don't I didn't get it cuz like it had nothing to like relate with what it was sponsoring.
Yeah, so that's why you, as the social media director
Yeah.
and person in control of all these things,
Mhm.
has to help us reach our audience because I know my old people audience,
Yeah.
right? Which is not old for the record. People that are listening, 40 is not old. It's not old.
Mhm.
Don't say it, Gigi.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
Don't say it. And
Mhm.
your generation, I don't know what you guys like. I don't even know if you guys know what you like.
We don't. It's like if something's entertaining, we just like that. Like it
And it
just
can be literally anything.
it really could.
So I was exploring with an ad for ourself yesterday, right? I told you about this.
Yeah.
I spent like $5 on a TikTok boost or sponsorship.
Okay.
I spent money on the video so it would more people would see it basically.
Mhm.
And I spent I think $5 and I think
Wow.
we got 4 followers out of it.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta start somewhere, right?
Yeah, and you know what? I'm okay with it because like once again, I don't know where this is going.
Yeah.
I just really like this time that we have together to talk. Everybody that's listened to it thinks it's kind of cool because it's an honest conversation. We're letting people into our lives. It generates conversation for those that listen around us that if they can understand what we're talking about, if it relates to them some way,
Yeah.
somehow.
And if not, they just find it entertaining, right?
I hope
Sometimes,
so.
sometimes.
I get a lot of feedback. They say people say you're boring. You did that on purpose.
No, that was a real yawn though. I've
Whatever.
been holding that in.
Okay, so Instagram came and Instagram, I think, made a lot of challenges, especially for the youth, for unrealistic expectations. And that's where the conversation really started to hit. I think in Florida, I don't know the age, but there's an age, I think it's 13, where you are not even allowed to have social media anymore.
At 13, you can't have it anymore,
Or
or
until 13, I'm sorry.
I think yeah.
Do you agree with that?
I mean,
I see you calculating your answer because you want to make sure I don't take your social media away
no,
from you.
yeah, cause like I want to say like social media. It really okay. Honestly, social media isn't good like for kids at all because like it develop like it develops them to like I don't know how to explain it, but like it's not good
Keep going.
because like it puts like it can put bad things into their heads like depending on what you watch.
Like what?
I don't know, cause like social media, it like I don't know.
So while Gigi's trying to work this out in her brain, she was one of the last people to get a phone in her class. If you listen to some of the very
Yeah,
first episodes, you can actually hear us going back and forth arguing or debating, I should say, as to whether or not she should get her phone.
yeah. I'm like on my phone, I like my AirPods. But I don't know where they're at right now. Just kidding. Just kidding.
So we and the reason that I held off is all these things that I had said previously, right? I don't feel like it's good for their eyes or their brains because it's too much information. They see too much. They don't understand what they're watching. They get easily influenced because they don't know the differences yet of what's real and what's not real.
Yeah, and like at a young age, when you have social media, you're still trying to figure out who you are. And when you have social media in your life, it like
It influences
yeah,
you.
it influences you to do bad things or like to act like somebody you're not and try to be like somebody else.
Yeah, and that's the other part too. That's a good point is that the acting like somebody else
Yeah,
because a lot of the personalities aren't real.
yeah. And also coming from a kid who didn't have a phone for like a long time, right? Also not having like being into social media, like you can get bullied kind of because you're like you don't know what's happening, like you don't know about that. But also those kids are also like being influenced by bad things.
No, and that's a good point. So I was talking about that same argument where it's a very difficult balance because do I think you guys, the youth, should have social media?
Yeah,
Not really.
I don't think so either. But
But I also think it's a necessity in today's world.
yeah,
I think that if you guys don't have social media, it's easy for you to be left out of what's
yeah,
happening.
that's what I'm trying to.
And then it's a reason for somebody to pick on you for something that's out of your control.
Yeah,
And I also believe that just like with anything else, if you don't get what you want, you're going to try to find a way to get it. Meaning, if you're
yeah.
with somebody else, you're
Hmm.
probably going to use their phone or find out what's going on through somebody else.
I've done that all the time when I was growing up.
I'm sure you did, and I don't doubt it because we're kind of forcing you
Yeah, to
to
find a way
to
through
find a way
social
to get
media.
what you want.
Yeah, and I've seen like not telling people like to change their parenting ways because I'm just saying what I see on social media that like parents who are super strict like turn their kids into somebody who's very sneaky.
Do
You
you
know?
do you think so?
I mean, I I kind of think so. Like, not saying I'm not listening. I'm just saying in general. You know, I'm just saying.
I love how she just threw her hands up. It's like it's not me.
I'm just what I see on social media that I kind of see that because like when you don't allow your kids to do anything, they're gonna find a way to do it. Cause like what else are they supposed to do? They're not like even if they beg, they're not gonna get it.
Right, so they're gonna find another way to get what they want.
Yeah.
I agree, and I think that that's inherent for all people,
Yeah.
adults and children alike, but I think children are a lot more laser focused to get
Yeah.
what they want because they have a lot
Yeah,
less
we're definitely
distractions.
determined.
Yeah, you're determined, right?
Yeah.
You're definitely determined to try to figure out a way to find out what's going on. So it's a difficult balance. I don't want to say my opinion's very blended. I don't want to. I don't. I think that waiting until you were at least how old were you? 11?
And
Yeah, you were. It
yeah,
was your 12th birthday. You got it. You got it for your birthday.
I did?
Yeah, it was her 12th birthday. So she got her phone when she was 12.
That doesn't feel right.
I'm pretty sure it was because
No.
it was in the summertime. We walked into the Verizon store and we got it.
I was
But
I was think I was 11, but
yeah, you were 11 turning 12.
oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
So she got it for her 12th
No, it was
birthday.
for Christmas, my Christmas present.
Yeah, but it was still for your birthday.
Okay.
Okay, maybe you got it sooner than 12. Maybe you were 11.
It was the day of a Christmas party.
Are you sure?
Yep, mhm. 'Cause I remember that day I got my
So
phone
we got it
case.
for you for Christmas.
Yeah, cause I went to somebody's
Huh.
Christmas party.
Auntie Jeanette, or
Yep.
your Nina now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. That's the day that you got it. Oh, and you got it taken away that same day.
Yeah. Right? Love these days.
The
Love them.
same day that she got her phone is the same day that she lost it
Yeah,
because she felt big and bad. You know you did.
I was.
And
I still am. I'm a
she was
baddie.
she was acting out and she lost her phone.
Yeah.
And I'm sure kids at all levels can relate to
That
that.
was so cool. I had a phone and I was like, "Hey, let me get your number. Let me put my phone."
Oh my
I was so cool.
gosh.
I was so
You're
cool.
literally disgusting right now.
The amount of storage I took with my phone that day, though, I was recording so many things.
Yeah, like everything.
Yeah. Well, that day I had to record. There was a bunch of crazy things. So
You guys are having a good time.
yeah,
So my opinion on social media is that it is a necessary evil. I will call it that.
yeah,
I think it needs to be handled in moderation. We just put a new rule in for Gigi
hmm
where she is not allowed to have her phone at night anymore
yeah. I'm always on it.
because she's always on it.
Yeah,
So we take it away, and I'm proud of her because she knows that she shouldn't be on it, and
yeah,
she hands over her phone,
yeah,
and we charge it for her, and she gets it back the next day.
yeah.
Interestingly enough, I met somebody that does that with their kid, and their kid's like 17 years old, and it's
Really?
it's the same thing,
Yeah,
and it makes a lot of sense.
yeah. It does.
Uh,
Like,
MJ, right? The
hmm
day we went to the elf show, she wanted me to take her phone away from her.
yeah, because their mom didn't. So
So she was like, "Uncle Eddie, can you take my phone away from me?" And I was like,
yeah,
"Yes." And then in the car, there were 7 kids in the car fighting MJ for her phone,
yeah.
and she would not let it
Me
go.
and her are playing Block Blast. Okay.
She would not let it go. But when we got to the show, she handed it over and I
Yeah,
gave it back to her at the end. But that shows good self-control, and that shows that you kids know that it's too much.
yeah.
It's so easy to have that little device in your hand and just scroll forever.
You can even say it's addicting too. From
Oh, I'm as an
yeah.
adult,
hmm
100% it's addicting. Like there's days where I know I'm on my phone too much and I'm like I'm wasting time.
hmm
I don't have time to be burning away doing nothing. But at the same time, I found some really cool things online that I really like. In the TikTok world, I found that they have online DJs,
Yeah.
right? And I love it. And I found this guy, and I'm gonna next time I go to his channel, I'm gonna let him know I dropped his name. But if you're into DJing and constant music and just a good vibe, his name is DJ Overall.
Mm.
He's like this older dude who wears overalls and like a country hat.
Oh, I get it now.
Yeah,
DJ
DJ.
over.
He's like it's like old McDonald on turntables. And he's got the coolest vibe and he plays good music and he's a good DJ. And it's awesome. So shout out to DJ Overall. You don't know me, but I hope you continue your success because I see you and I think what you're doing is amazing. And I think it's
Is he
cool that
famous too?
I don't think he's famous yet.
We just like
I
enjoys
just
DJing and
I
shares it with people.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it's really cool. And
Yeah.
so I think there are some really cool things to the platform that open it up for other
I mean,
people.
it's kind of like what we do.
Yeah, we're having a conversation about things relevant in our worlds.
Yeah, and
We
I
have
hope
different opinions.
people like find it interesting and
Yeah,
agree
that's
and
it.
stuff. Yeah.
We just really enjoy it. But he goes live like every day, I think.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So I would like in the future at some point, if anybody is willing to follow us on TikTok,
Yeah.
I would like to go live one day and do a live podcast.
Oh wait, that would actually be really
Yeah, I
cool.
want to do a live podcast because the reality is today is one of our best takes that we've ever done.
I know.
We haven't stopped.
Yeah, the only times we like restarted was at the beginning because I can't say my name
We
right.
restarted like 30 times at the beginning of the episode
Yeah.
just to get started. But once we started, this is like a one take and go.
Yeah, we haven't stopped once yet.
Yeah, so this is cool. So if we can continue this kind of momentum, I think we'll be ready to do a live stream.
Yeah.
And I think that would be really fun. And then we can interact with people. if they ask us
Yeah.
questions, things like that. And then if we can get to that point, I'll hook up this room. I'll put a big monitor up or a TV so we can see what's going on better.
Mhm.
And I think it'd be really fun.
Yeah.
So again, the whole point of this isn't to be famous or anything like that.
Just
This
to see
is
how far we go, right?
yeah, this is my time with my daughter.
Yeah.
100% I enjoy this more than anything in the world. And unfortunately, I stress over it sometimes. Gigi will tell
Yeah.
you I super stress over this because I really, really want it.
Yeah.
And all parents do this and all people do this. Sometimes we want things so bad, we let other things get in the way. And I'm trying to keep it just genuine and fun.
Mhm.
And it's important to me. But
Yeah.
if we can continue to get this thing to grow, why not?
Yeah. He had me shove my food down my throat to do this podcast.
I did not. You just ate like a big back and you know it. Let's recap about social media, okay? The evolution of social media. We had MySpace 2003, Facebook 2004, YouTube 2005, Instagram 2010. We talked about TikTok, but we didn't give the date. When did
Yeah.
TikTok kick in?
I want to say 2018, but that does not feel right.
It's actually very close.
16?
TikTok
14.
2016.
Oh, okay. Cause
Yeah.
I feel like I started to get like I got TikTok like 2018.
I think it started as Musically. Does that sound familiar?
Musically. Oh my gosh, yeah, my cousins had that.
Yeah, Musically is I believe how it started.
Yeah.
And then it turned into TikTok.
Yep.
And then, there was threat of it being kicked out of the US. Do you remember
Yep.
that?
I started crying actually. I'm
A
not even
lot of
joking.
people were stressing about
Like
whether or not
2018 kind of, I think.
TikTok yeah, that might actually be true. And TikTok is definitely known for its dance trends.
Yeah.
That wasn't a thing until TikTok came around.
Okay. So, I'm going to tell you how TikTok is going. It started off with
She's so
do
excited right now.
yeah. I mean, I grew up with TikTok.
This is you. This is all
Yeah.
you right here.
Okay, so TikTok, it started off, well, what I did when I first got it is dancing and then like duetting videos, act like it was like acting basically.
Wait, what's a duet?
Like basically where there's one
Is
half,
it a side-by-side screen?
yeah,
Okay.
and I did this a lot. It was really funny. It was really cringe when I go back and look at them. They're really cringe, but I would like duet videos and do acting, and it was also dancing. But now TikTok, okay, all the dancers look exactly the same. Like there's
The
some,
moves?
yeah,
Uh,
they all look exactly the same, and they could be different songs, but it's the same dance.
the only dance I remember Yeah.
My first TikTok
Is
ever.
that the Jason Derulo one?
Mhm.
And then mom did one with you, and it was
No,
that
she didn't record it though.
but she does that one with you, though,
Mhm.
and she'll still do it to embarrass you every once in a while.
Yeah,
It's the
I'm I'm really stiff when I dance.
da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah, I was really stiff. Cause like I had to like cross my arms, right? And then with my legs, I had to like kind of like how do you do it? Like move them to side, right? But they were like stuck together.
My
So
baby didn't have no
embarrassing.
rhythm,
No, I
but
didn't.
you were a lot younger at the time.
Yeah, but now TikTok, it's like just dancing now or like just being crazy.
Let me ask you something. It's still social media, but it's more centered towards us.
Yeah,
You've been doing this podcast now for 2 months.
yeah,
We've come a long ways. I think our setup has definitely changed,
definitely.
right? We're a
Yeah,
little bit
a lot
more
better though.
it's a lot better. The
Yeah, we
audio's
fixed it up.
better.
We fixed our little setup this earlier.
Yeah, we changed the way we're recording even today. Every day that we do it, we try to get a little bit better.
Yeah,
Now, you definitely sound more comfortable on the mic.
I do. Today feels like a good like podcast day.
It feels like a good day, right?
Yeah.
Now, are you willing to talk in public yet?
What do you mean, like in front of people, and, like not podcasting? Just
Not podcasting. Are you willing to get in front of your class or your school and say something?
no, no, no.
Why?
Cause like I'm talking. So podcasting is like I'm talking to you,
This
and
is
like
our conversation.
it's like basically like people are listening in on what we're talking about.
Like they're flies on the wall.
Yeah,
Or
basically.
back in the day, they'd pick up the phone. Hey, we didn't do it back in the
Oh
day.
yeah.
We didn't have a single back in my day today.
My goodness. Wow.
Back in my day,
Back in my day.
you could pick up the phone while somebody's talking and listen in.
Yeah.
So that's basically what this podcast is.
Yeah, I've seen that on Uncle Buck. You watch
Oh
that?
yeah, I love that movie. Uncle Buck is a great movie.
Uncle Buck's literally him, but different.
Gigi says that I am Uncle Buck.
Yeah. Very embarrassing, and I love it.
I love it too. I do love it. So you're not willing to get in front of a crowd yet?
No, I growing up, it was much easier because like nobody's gonna bully a little kid. Like
Ah, okay. Well, I'm glad you said that because that was the other half of my conversation. we have talked about this podcast before, and you say that your class is mean
Yeah.
or they're rude, and they'll say things like, "Oh, here we go again,"
Oh my gosh.
mocking the podcast, right? But more like mocking you.
Yeah.
But does that actually bother you?
No, my friends. I don't.
Are they just joking around? But does it get like old or annoying? Does it get old or annoying?
But like also not really because like that's how me and my friends talk. So like it doesn't really bug me that much.
Do you feel like this podcast sets you up for people to bully you or say things about you behind your back?
And they don't say nothing behind my back because if they do, I hear it and then I just smack talk with them.
But I mean, seriously though, do you feel like this is a platform where people can,
Like they have a reason to say something about me.
yeah?
Yeah, kinda.
Does that bother you?
Uh,
It's okay to say yes.
cause like okay, so I love the podcast, but like also at the same time, it's like it gives people a reason to talk about me.
It can.
Yeah, it does.
It can. And that, again, in the beginning, right? Going back to the YouTube thing, that's why I didn't let you do it
Yeah,
because I was worried about it. But again, this is something that I want you to understand. If there's any other kids out there to understand, or even adults, if this message makes sense to you, I'm not trying to preach to you. I'm sorry, but I'm just saying if you're willing to stand up for something or believe in something or say something that's actually good, because I'm not defending anything that's nonsense, right?
yeah.
Go ahead and do it.
Mhm.
Because there are people out there on TikTok and on Instagram and in life in general, like Jake Paul, who just fought a 58-year-old Mike Tyson.
I know. Yeah,
Right? He fought somebody's grandpa in a ring and he was
bro.
talking
Jake Paul, he was
smack.
scared. He was scared.
He
I could
was
see
scared in the
it.
beginning because it's Iron Mike. But my point is that if you want to experience something like this, just try it.
Yeah.
Like you can't be afraid. If you want to learn a new language or a new skill,
Mhm.
just try it.
Yeah.
Because if you
Hey,
always
watch.
worry about what other people say, you're never going to reach your own success.
Yeah, it's true. Like basically, like they're stopping you, but like technically, like just ignore them, right? And like
In the end, you're stopping yourself.
yeah,
And everybody knows that one crazy kid or that one unique kid that, as they will say, marches to the beat of their own drum. They're their own person.
my heart beats to the beat of the
I did that
drums.
last time too. But they're just their own person, right?
Yeah.
So like they wear different clothes, they may talk a little differently, but in the end, people respect that person because hey, that's just who that person is.
Yeah.
Right? They don't need to try to fit in. They're them.
Yeah.
And the more that we can just be ourselves naturally and be okay with it and not let ourselves be held back by what other people
Mhm.
think, I think that's the path to ultimate success.
Hey, watch. My friend that's Mike talk about me. One day I'm gonna get 5 followers. Right here. Watch.
Yeah, hey, can you guys help us out? Is begging not a good look?
It's not.
So we
It's
shouldn't beg? I'm
this.
not going to beg you guys to follow us on social media,
Okay, that saying that
and I'm not going to beg you guys to
that's begging. That's
I'm
begging in a
not
different
no, I'm
form.
not begging.
Look at your face.
This is not
He's making Alexa.
this is not begging. This is me saying I'm not begging you. I am not begging you to follow us on social media,
He's saying like follow us,
and
please.
I am not begging you to follow us on Spotify or Amazon Music or iHeartRadio or Apple Music or all the other platforms that we have. I am not begging you to do that. But if you want to do that, please feel free.
Or don't. My friends, please don't. Please don't.
Some other things coming up for the future of the podcast. I am working on a website coming up very shortly.
Yeah. And also help me out because we're trying to like make our podcast better. And we're trying to have this thing called what's it called? Ask an old person.
Oh, ask an old person.
Yeah, and I'm not the best at like coming up with questions on the spot. So if you have any like questions to ask, like let us know.
Okay, so on that note, how do people get a hold of us? Maybe somebody out there, because believe it or not, this podcast has been listened to in other countries.
Really?
Yeah, I'll show you the maps later. I have the statistics. I look them up all the time. This podcast has been listened to in at least like 7 different countries.
Wow, that's cool.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah.
So, how do we let people know to get hold of us?
Maybe we'll like get like a new number or like an email or something, maybe.
I think an email or social media,
Yeah.
and they can message on TikTok, right?
Yeah.
And then on the website, maybe I'll put something there where they can contact us.
Yeah.
So the website name is going to be HWGA, standing for Here We Go Again, podcast.com.
Yeah.
Here we go again podcast.com, hwgapodcast.com, because the whole name is just way too long.
Yeah.
So the whole thing is going to still be under construction. We're going to put that together and we're going to send all the links for all of our shows so you can watch it on whatever fits your podcast needs best.
Yeah.
If we missed your favorite podcast app or streaming platform, let us know so we
Yeah.
can add it, right?
Mhm.
And if you have things to say, you want to get with us, share comments or feedback, or
Yeah.
let Gigi know how awesome her dad is, you can do it there too.
Why are you lying? Lying's bad, man.
Also follow us at Here We Go Again _podcast on TikTok.
Yeah.
And I think that's everything, yeah?
Yeah. Because for feedback, it would really help us because I know it's kind of cringe like for this podcast, but like it helps us grow and it becomes really cool for us.
Yeah, it's we've said it every episode. It's definitely our motivation.
Yeah.
We have a good time doing this, and we wanna eat and leave no crumbs. We want to eat and no crumbs.
No, because we ate and left no crumbs.
That's what I said.
No, I don't know. The way you said it sounded weird, but okay.
I just want to be a big back
You already are.
and eat and leave no crumbs. Is that
We'll work on it.
awkward?
That help. Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for listening to us. We're gonna keep working on. Well, hold on. What are we gonna talk about next week?
I have no idea. But yeah, I gotta take a nap. Okay.
Wait, what are we talking about next week?
I have no idea. Chicken butts and how they're so chickeny.
We need something.
Yeah.
Oh, I got it. Next week, we're gonna talk about Christmas music and Christmas movies.
Ooh.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
So I'll do the research on that.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
I gotta go take a nap.
See you next time. Thanks
Yep.
for listening. Remember to tell a friend, follow us. That's it.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
C'est Gigi, the brave young